To talk about corn therapy. Corn therapy refers to the use of corn in healing some sicknesses and diseases. As the Bible said in the book of Genesis, that God created the plants in the Garden of Eden as healing for the people. Now, how we can use this corn to treat some sicknesses and some diseases. And today we are going to be looking at this corn as therapeutic means, or the use of corn to treat some sickness and diseases in three forms. Firstly, beginning from the back, what is known or what we can call corn sick. Some people call it corn thread. Some also call it corn hair. Whatever you can call it, the most important thing is for you to understand what is being talked about. The use of the corn, one, in treatment of prostate diseases. A lot of people in our societies today, especially people from 40 years and above, are having prostate crisis in different forms. Some people have difficulties in passing out urine. Some people have low erection or erectile dysfunction. Some people have their body swollen up, beginning from their leg up. Some have pains in different parts of the body consequent upon this. Some people have problems to the point that their cases have escalated to kidney, causing kidney problems and other cardiovascular diseases. And so people ask questions and said, what is prostate and how can it be cured? Prostate is a small organ in the reproductive system of men, near or close to the bladder, which produces fluid known as prostate gland that acts as soldier or security force or defense force for sperm against the semen being infected by urine. The penis has the urethra, which is the urinary tract from where both the semen, which carries the sperm, or which is the yet to fertilize sperm that would be formed into young human lives, and the urine, which is byproduct of human being flow. In a bit to stop this movement of these two things simultaneously, God purposely created this prostate gland as to serve as a natural or organic thermostatic regulator to man's reproductive system. You can see that God has purposely prepared for the protection of man before the birth of man, just like he did in creating the earth and the universe before making man. During stimulation, or when the body is being stimulated, this gland forces blood into the erectile tissues, which enlarges and blocks the bladder or the urethral tract so that it will no longer release urine. Then it would open the scrotum tract for the flow of the urine for its purpose. And after this exercise, it will naturally relax. So sometimes in this thermostatic movement and regular activities of this organ, these organs becomes weak, thereby resulting to dysfunctioning or malfunctioning of these organs or hormones, thereby resulting to what is known as malfunctioning or premature ejaculation. This comes from when the organ enlarges and blocks the erectile tissues so much that it will no longer pump blood into the erectile tissue as to block either the bladder or the scrotum, or sometimes infection blocking these spaces so that the body will no longer rise when stimulated, which is called erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. We also have prostate enlargement. This is when a kind of or knot is being formed on the prostate gland, thereby blocking the bladder and sometimes blocking either the bladder or the scrotum tract, or sometimes both the bladder and the scrotum tract, resulting on difficulty in passing urine. This leads to the swelling up of the body of the patient, sometimes beginning from the leg to other parts of the body. Sometimes this increases and enters into the kidney and lungs, forming kidney and lungs problem. Sometimes it escalates to other cardiovascular diseases when not well treated or handled. Apart from this, we also have prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is when the enlargement involves cancer or wound. Sometimes this comes consequent upon premature ejaculation, or when the semen that come from the scrotum could not completely leave the urethra. Sometimes this semen may flow back into the prostate, thereby forming wound or ulcer in this area. Prostate cancer. This is when the sperm that is released from the scrotum sac could not pass through the urethra to the outside, but is suspended at the urethra, which may be forced back on the prostate organ, thereby causing sore or wound on the place. That is the result of what we know as prostate cancer. And one can ask a question and say, what are the causes of these prostate diseases? As we've been answering, one of the causes is genital factor. Some people whose parents have a genetic history of prostate diseases sometimes face these kind of challenges. Secondly, this can come as a result of much pressure on the prostate organ, such as sexual perversions like anal sex, homosexualism, excessive masturbation, etc. One can ask, how can this sickness or disease be healed? Now we have some means. Now one can ask a question and say, how can we cure this sickness or disease? One is what we have already mentioned. One can take a handful of this corn stick or corn hair or corn thread. Choicely, you can mix it with other antibiotics. Normally, prostate diseases are cured, whether synthetic or natural treatments are cured with the use of antibiotics. So one can use a handful of this together with other natural antibiotics such as ginger, garlic, turmeric, onion, etc. Cut it into pieces, put it in a pot, put about 50 cl of water, boil it for about 20 minutes, after which you can bring it down and allow it to ferment for about 30 minutes. After that, you can start taking it with shots. One in the morning, one at noon, one in the night until the symptom disappears. Secondly, food therapy can also be used. Food therapy such as vegetables and fruits, watermelon, cucumber, fruits like cashew, orange, mango, banana, etc. One can also use a method of hydrogen therapy. Hydrogen therapy is a means or the system of healing or curing sickness and diseases by the use of water. You can ensure that you take water on a daily basis. First thing in the morning, take at least 30 cl of water. Take it at noon. Take it in the night. For about 75% of the body mechanism is water. Water is very much important to the body system and to the normal functioning of the body, and also to the cure of infection and diseases, as this will help the antigens in the body to carry the infections and diseases from the different parts of the system into the bladder, where they will be spilled out or where they will be removed. That is very much important. Now, we enter into the number 2 of what we talk about, the corn therapy. Now, if you look at this, you see that this is corn. You see this species of corn. Look at this species of corn. You see the color, yellow in color. This species of color carries vitamin C and other minerals that are needed, very helpful to the body, especially the eyes. Now we are talking about eye defects as number 2. A lot of people in our societies today have some problems on their eyes, or what is referred to as eye defects, such as short-sightedness or myopia, long-sightedness. Short-sightedness, a situation whereby someone can no longer see something or object that is far. Long-sightedness, the situation whereby one can see objects in the far places but cannot see those close. Astigmatism and other diseases which are consequent upon lack of vitamins and old age. Other diseases or eye defects like cataracts, glaucoma. Cataract comes as a result of dirt covering the eyeball, such as the iris, the cornea, the pupil, and the eye lens, resulting to opaque sight or myopia. Glaucoma on itself comes consequent upon infection destroying the optic nerves, making it unable to pass across light or illumination into the pinhole cameras of the body, or the pinhole cameras of the eyes, which result to eye defects. As a result of this, people should always check their bodies. It is unbecoming and obvious that some people do not notice their eye defects especially in the case of glaucoma, until 70, 80, 90% of the eye nerves damaged. Now, to cure eye defects, generally, some vitamins are needed, such as vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. Lastly, corn is also used as food. It can be used for eating. Some factories use it for production. Corn also serves as food for man and animals. Some use it for industrial purposes to produce things like corn wheat, biscuits, etc. Corn is a very good source of carbohydrates with its endpoints as glucose, that is energy, which is used to revive one when one is getting weak. Beside, the excess carbohydrate is being stored in the body as glycogen, which is being released or recycled into the body system when needed. So the importance of corn cannot be overemphasized. Use corn as a therapy. Use it as food. You will not regret that you did. Remember, they said prevention is better than cure. Take care of your body. That is why you see some people just wake up in one day or in 1 week or in 1 month getting blind, which is very bad. So each time you see any changes in your body, it is very important that you go for checkup. Use natural care. God bless you.